As we head over to Lou and introduces you to another great animal from the Iowa Wildlife Academy. Take it, Lou.
Yes, we're here at Ron DeArmond, and you brought over a creature here. People were trying to guess what kind of animal this was, and then I heard somebody yell from the back a clue as to what type of animal this is.
Always bring a clue with me, and again, it's not a Malamute, it's not a husky. The clue is the tail.
Right
if you
there.
look at the tip of the tail, there you go. That should tell you what it is. All of these, if they've got a white tip on their tail,
It's a wolverine. Is what
pretty near close. It's a wolverine.
No.
It's a skunk. No, this is a red fox. And right now everybody's going, no, you're colorblind. And no, red foxes come in 3 different colors. And they have the traditional red. This is called the silver color phase. When the 2 combine, you get the cross color phase. All 3 color phases live here in Iowa.
Really? I didn't know that.
So if you see something like this, a lot of people would think it was just a black dog or something.
Right, right.
All you have to do is look at that tip of the tail. When it's got that white tip, it's a member of the red fox family.
How about that? I'd never realized that, but I didn't realize there was red foxes were not necessarily red.
Right, and again, that's just the way nature created them. Again, the fox itself serves a great purpose as far as in the ecosystem. Big time rodent killer. We definitely want them around. They've adapted to being around humans. That's why we see them in town from time to time.
Do you want to come to my house for a little bit? It's getting
Right.
cold out, and there's a whole bunch of little mice that are trying to live in my house.
Well, and that's what people don't realize right now. It's why we're seeing more wildlife in the city. The mice, the rats, they come into town. This is when you typically hear them in your walls and stuff.
That's exactly what's happening now, too.
Right. If the prey species comes into town, then the predators are going to follow them into town. And so that's why you're going to find more of the foxes and the coyotes and stuff like that
All
in
right,
town.
that's good to keep in mind, especially if you do have any pets that are so-called good at catching wildlife.
Right. They're going to catch those mice and stuff and bring them in and drop them at your feet. And look at the present I bought.
No, I'm talking more about these kind of animals that might be looking for those mice that are trying to get into your house.
Right.
You know, so you might want to keep that in mind for your dogs that are outside.
Well, and the thing too is you also just as far as garbage and stuff and dog food and cat food, and that's the beginning of habituation as far as the animals coming in looking for mice and rats, and all of a sudden you find dog food and cat food, and then they go, oh, this is even easier to catch, and then they start hanging around even more.
Does this guy have a name or not?
Yeah, this, you know, at the Academy of Wildlife Education, we're always creative with our names. This is Kit the fox, and because all foxes are called Kits.
When they're small.
Yeah, and again, he's housed with the red fox. This is Kit, the red fox, silver color phase.
Okay.
And again, he's doing a good job here being sitting here.
He's being okay. He's just getting a little antsy. He wants to run around a little bit. Now, do you have all these guys together?
We've got Red and Kit together, and I always tell people that foxes are like a Pomeranian on steroids.
Okay.
And that's exactly what it's
Just
like.
a little antsy here, as you can see right here. You want to grab him? So
No, he's
is he
fine.
okay?
Yeah,
is he okay?
yeah, he's
all right, but again,
what
you
they
can
do.
just tell by the thick fur that they obviously can't survive in the temperatures we've had in the past couple of weeks.
Well, they're a fur-bearing animal, and so they do well here in Iowa. So in these cold temperatures, that tail, they just wrap it around their nose, and they're good to go.
They really do.
They'll wrap that around their nose. These are some of the best insulating furs that you can find. They can handle this cold temperature.
I never realized that you did that. Okay.
Right. They'll go to the cool thing about the wild canids is when it's snowing and it's really bad weather out, they basically lay down and go to sleep. And then when the storm's over, they stand up, shake off the snow, and go about and do their business. So it doesn't really affect them.
See, that's something you never would have learned.
Right.
How about that? Now, when people come out to your place, they can learn a bunch of little interesting tidbits, can't they?
Oh, absolutely. The Academy of Wildlife Education at Merle Hay Mall is designed to reach out to the general public and talk about conservation issues that are relevant to them. And we talk about habituation of wildlife. It's a big thing. It's a big problem as far as people just leaving food out and making it really accessible to the wildlife species. You know, we're going to have bald eagle days coming up here starting in February, and we'll have issues to where people are leaving their dogs and cats out, their small dogs and cats out, then they wonder where they end up going because they don't come home. Well, it's because the birds of prey have picked them up, and a lot of people don't even think about that. So there's some conservation issues we'll be talking about over the next few weeks, and the human impact is huge nowadays.
No, that's why it's so important to keep in mind what's going on when it comes to the wild animals at the Academy. Academy of Wildlife Education because you're learning about the animals to help them.
Right, and again, it's all about conservation, and that's what conservation is. It's the human element in wildlife management. And we all play a part. We're all stewards of the environment, the ecosystems. It doesn't matter if you live in town or out in the country, there's wildlife around.
All right, well, we'll let this guy go back. He wants to go back home. We'll be right back. This is Great Day.